What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Squid Game Season 2. After the massive success of the first season, fans were eagerly anticipating what's next. Does Season 2 live up to the hype? Let's dive into it and break down what works, what doesn't, and whether this season is a worthy follow-up. To quickly recap, Squid Game follows Gi-hun, played by Lee Jung-jae, who participates in a deadly competition of children's games, where the stakes are life or death, with a huge cash prize at the end. By the end of Season 1, Gi-hun emerges victorious, but he's left with a heavy heart, haunted by the things he's seen. The season ends with him discovering there's a much bigger, more powerful organization behind the games, and he vows to bring them down. Season 2 picks up with Gi-hun, still reeling from his trauma. He's no longer the same man who entered the game. He's determined to take down the corrupt organization that runs the Squid Game. This time, however, the competition is even more intense, with new contestants and new rules that keep you on the edge of your seat. The games are darker, more psychological, and even more creative. In fact, this season takes what worked in the first season and cranks it up to 11. Right from the start, we see that the games have evolved. The first game in Season 2 is a variation of red light, green light, but with an extra layer of sabotage. Contestants can secretly sabotage each other's chances of survival, adding a new level of strategy to the mix. It's no longer just about surviving, it's about manipulating others to make it through. The psychological complexity of the games is ramped up with challenges that force the players to make morally difficult choices. You see how desperation leads to betrayal, and what happens when people are pushed to their limits. One of the standout elements of this season is the introduction of new characters. Hae-kyung is one of the key new players. Her husband was involved in the first round of the Squid Game, and she's entered the game with a personal mission to find out the truth. Her arc is one of revenge, but also redemption as she battles with the moral cost of her decisions. We also meet Yoon, who has a personal vendetta against the game organizers after his brother participated in the first season. Yoon is driven by grief, and his thirst for justice makes him a strong character this season. Watching him navigate the dark world of Squid Game while trying to maintain his humanity adds a lot of emotional weight. There are also deeper explorations into the VIPs, the wealthy elite who fund and control the Squid Game. In Season 1, they were mysterious figures, but Season 2 reveals more about them, giving us a deeper look into their power and motivations. They are shown to be even more ruthless this time around. The way they manipulate the games, making them even more sadistic and grotesque, adds a whole new level of tension. They're not just watching for entertainment, they're actively pulling strings behind the scenes. It's a chilling commentary on the way the rich control the lives of the less fortunate, using people as mere pawns in their twisted game. What's truly impressive this season is the way the show tackles the psychological toll of the game. Gi-hun is a changed man. He's no longer the naive player from Season 1. He's someone who's been broken by what he's been through. His quest to take down the organization is deeply personal, and it's clear that he's not just fighting for justice, he's fighting for his own peace of mind. We see his internal struggle with guilt as he's unable to forget the faces of those he left behind. There's a deeper focus on how trauma and guilt shape a person, making Gi-hun's journey much more compelling this time. Another standout element is how Squid Game continues to tackle social issues, especially the divide between the rich and poor. Season 2 digs deeper into the morality of the game, forcing contestants to choose between saving themselves and betraying others. The game, once just a test of survival, now becomes a commentary on the lengths people will go to in a broken system. Players are forced to choose between empathy and self-preservation, and we get to see how these decisions affect not just their survival, but their mental and emotional health. The social commentary is as sharp as ever, making Squid Game more than just a thriller. It's a dark reflection of the world we live in. But while there's a lot to love about Season 2, it's not without its flaws. One issue I had with the season was the pacing. The first half of the season is fast and suspenseful, but the second half slows down significantly. Some episodes feel like they drag, especially when we start to focus on character backstories and motivations. While these character moments are important, at times they interrupt the flow of the main plot. The show also introduces a lot of new characters, and while some are fleshed out well, others feel underdeveloped. By the time they're given a significant moment in the story, it can feel too late to care about them. Another issue is with some of the twists. The first season's surprises were mind-blowing, but this time around a few of the twists feel forced. For example, there's a character character who's revealed to be working for the Squid Game organizers, and while this should be a shocking moment, it doesn't have the same impact as the twists in season 1. Some twists feel like they're there just for the sake of shocking the audience rather than serving the plot. But perhaps the biggest flaw is the ending. Without giving too much away, the season ends on a huge cliffhanger that leaves more questions than answers. While this could be exciting for future seasons, it also feels a bit unsatisfying. The story reaches a point of high tension, but then it just stops, leaving us hanging. It feels like the showrunners are intentionally holding back answers to drag out the mystery. While I'm definitely excited for season 3, I would have preferred a more satisfying conclusion to some of the season's major plot points. Overall, Squid Game season 2 is a thrilling, emotional, and often brutal continuation of the series. The games are more intense, the characters are more complex, and the stakes have never been higher. While the pacing slows down at times and some twists feel a bit forced, the season does a fantastic job of deepening the mythology of the show and exploring the emotional toll on its characters. The cliffhanger is a bit frustrating, but it leaves you eagerly awaiting what comes next. I'd give Squid Game Season 2 an 8.5 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's still a fantastic follow-up to the first season, and it sets the stage for some truly exciting things to come. What did you think of Squid Game Season 2? Did you enjoy it as much as the first? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you like this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.